good afternoon. You know what time it is. Fun and Frolics time with John Lockwood. Hi, lovely.
I love this one. I get to do jazz hands. It's the only time I ever get to do them badly, but I get to do them.
Oh, well, I'm not that great either. So, John, this is your last 2-hour set, if you will, of the year.
It is.
You've got one more one-day special later on.
One more one-day special, I think the 30th of November.
And then?
Which is the final John Next Door release of the year.
Right.
No more John Next Door then until late January or early February. Could even be late February, to be honest.
We'll see. Yeah.
But yeah, this is almost board game time.
I like that.
Yeah, this is almost getting to the sort of, you know, we can play with board games because it's our last day.
Absolutely. Lovely stuff. Right, well, we better get down to it then. So what we've got for you here is the complete rectangle die collection. You've got your notched, your plain and your stitch dot. And when you were telling me earlier about how much these sorts of dies used to cost and now how much they're... Did you say they're in this bundle £1 a die?
Yes.
About that.
I think it'd work out, looking at the price.
Yeah.
I think there's 54 dies and this is, what, 56 or something.
That's right.
So you're talking £1 and some pence.
Right, for £1.5p.
There you go.
That's it.
Per die.
And look at the size, how large they go up to.
And I know you go, OK, well, yeah, but you're also talking about that for the smallest ones. But
yeah.
Look at the smallest one. You can pay more than that. But I was talking to Mr. Baker, our director, when I came in earlier this morning, and he was saying, have dies come down in price? Mm-hmm. Because, as he said, each one of these, an A4 die set like this would have been £40.
Right.
I've paid it.
Yeah.
So this bundle would have been £120 back in the day.
Gosh.
Technology's moved forward. We've been able to put more dies into the metal, get more value out, and prices have dropped, I think, as more players have come into the market. And Presscut is Crafts 2's basic range. Right. It's its essential die range. It's what you need. Yeah. That's the way we've always classed it. And Crafts 2 have got a brilliant policy of trying to price things at the best they can for crafters. Right. They've been going for sort of, officially, I think it's 22 or 23 years, but really about 35, all told. And they've always pushed to get things at the best price possible. And yeah, I mean, I didn't think about it earlier, but when you look at that, you go, I've paid nearly that for one set of these in the past and got less out of them. Yeah. It's amazing. It's just, your value is incredible. And it's like, these are a staple. These are a staple in your collection. So shall we have a look at some of the things you can do? We shall, yeah. So you've got here what I wanted to show, what I show with this one. It actually goes, it's that way, it's long ways.
It's that way. Ooh.
Oops.
Hilarious. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
It's flown
basically, you've got there the notch, and you see with the notch, we've changed the notch from the original Presscut design. Yeah. So that, first of all, they all nest perfectly. The original Presscut notch dies that they did a few years ago, they didn't nest properly, so you wouldn't have got that thin border all around all four sides. Yeah. So that's the first thing. The second thing is these are all mathematically correct. Okay. And what that means is we started out with the plain ones, and the smallest die in that one is a quarter of an inch wide. Okay, tiny. Every subsequent die is a quarter of an inch bigger on each aspect. And I've done the same with the notched. So now you can see with that card, we've got the stitch dot, the plain, and the notched all together. And it's the same border size around all four sides. I really like these. Because they're all tied to work together. And I know I've tried in the past of getting... There were so many rectangles out there, oblongs, different shapes. These are based on the UK 5:7 aspect ratio. Okay. So if you think of the old photographs, they were 4:6. They were indeed. So there's a 4:6 die in here. Good. There's a 4:6 notch die in here. Yeah. And there's a 4:6 mat in the stitch dot as well. Okay. There's the same for a 7:5, for a 3:5, for a 2:4. Brilliant. So it's every single one and every quarter inch thereon, and that's what makes the difference. So you can make cards like that without a guillotine or anything, when everything just works and gives you exactly the same size border. I know, that I find it saves you so much time, because I am rubbish at getting... When I do my score lines on the scoreboard, again, I always say there's nothing wrong with the scoreboard, but I'm always out. You will always be out on a scoreboard because you're actually stretching the paper. Oh. A die will always give you a truer line. That's a good die will always give you a truer line and give you the right mathematics. But when we get down to it, I'll be able to show you on this cut pieces what I mean by that. That's cool. But seriously, even though... So I've got 3 trimmers and or guillotines, however you want to call them, at home.
home. And even then I can't seem to get the straight lines. I don't know what it is.
It's paper stretches and moves. The best way, and I know that, you know, it's my job to say this to people.
Yeah.
To say, oh, because we want to sell the dies. No, the best way to get the precise matting and layering, to get that exact round, is to have dies that cut it out for you.
Absolutely.
And the best way to get the even layers is to have dies that are mathematically correct.
Nice.
And that are designed to it. So if you measure any of the plain dies, you will see it will fit. So I mean, if I show you here, so basically this is every die. Thank you, Sam. Has cut me every die in the planes.
Cool.
Right?
Yeah.
So they've been die cut, but look, that border is the same across every single one. And this set of dies that I'm using, these are mine from original samples. So these dies are 18 months old, so have been used by me hundreds of times.
Yes.
So that's the difference, is you've got that exact every time, no matter. So let's take that one. So I've got that one. Let's give it a measure, shall we?
Sure.
So let's see what this one is. So this one is 3 1/4. Yep. By 5 1/4.
Right.
Okay. So the next die on this set then should be 5 1/2 by 3 1/2. Well, let's check. 5 1/2. Exactly.
Yep.
So bring it in so you can actually see it. Sorry. 5 1/2 by 3 1/2. Exact.
Yeah.
So your mats and layers are there, and you can take then one of the dies from the stitch dot, and you can see there exactly the same border all the way around. And that one is, again, 3 by 5.
Yep.
So you've got those, but what we've done now is we've introduced the notched. Exactly the same. Look, that one, 2 1/2 by 4.
Cool, perfect.
And a half.
Yeah.
So every single die will match together, will work, will nest, because all of them have been cut. We take the smallest stitch dot, we add the smallest plain. See, that fits it exactly.
Oh, and you can just stamp a
and
sentence
touches
in
the
there.
dot.
Yeah.
Take the smallest, or I'm going to take the next size up in the stitch dot, sorry, from the plain. That fits on exactly. We can then go, oh, let's go up a couple.
You could go crazy with this,
and
to be
let's
fair.
take the next one. So we worked out earlier, there are 12 in one set, 20 in another, and 24 in the next.
Right.
So if you start the basic maths of combination, of that times that, and that times that, and that times that, there's 108 combinations.
Wow, that's cool.
Before you bring all 3 in, which then quadruples it. So there's about 3,000 combinations of what you can get. And every single one is guaranteed to be mathematically correct.
I love that.
And I keep mentioning that because Sam's come up with a new drinking game.
Right.
Because he's fed up with me saying mathematically correct, so I say it so much at home.
Okay.
At this die, because we were checking new dies for next year last night.
Right.
And he's like, have you checked it for the maths? I went, yeah, it's mathematically correct.
Yeah.
So he said, now, every time I say that on this show, he's going to take a drink.
Okay. So are you getting...
So that's his new drinking game.
Tea?
Tea. Well, he did say vodka, but since we don't have any in the house and we don't drink, then it will be tea, or it will be blackcurrant pop. And he said Ribena then.
Okay.
But I'm not allowed to, so yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, there's voices in my head. Right, okay, so for all 3 of these sets, that is a lot of dies for your money. I think we said 56 in total. It's £58.97, or you can spread the cost 2 payments of £29.49, saving £10. Item number is 721736. 40% of these dies have now gone, and I just love the fact they go to a really, really really large, really diddy. It's lovely, and you've got everything in between on Sam's drinking game, mathematically correct. Right, so now you're already shopping ahead for the happy hour. And here it is. Now, you've got the sets of pearl ink pads, you've got the Moonlight and the Dawn, 16 colours in total, and they're really, really beautiful. And I just actually really like the palette that they come in. Now, they're half price. It's £12.98, and you are saving £13. 423864 is your item number. Do give us a call. Now, it's a different number, 0330 175 555 There we go. Or, of course, you can go to the website, shop online at thecraftstore.com. Marvellous. OK, I am going to hand over to you, John.
Right, OK, so in the earlier show this morning, which you can catch on Rewind, I spent more time going into the ins and outs of the sizing and things, and showing you how we can create frames, so how we make sort of double frames like that. So you can see here, I'll show you here, you can see how we make a frame that goes down, or how we make this sort of frame where we've got it worked out perfectly. And this is the difference with using dies to make your frames and dies to make your piece, and when they are going mathematically correct. Because you'll see what we've got there is, that's actually an 1/8 of an inch layer between the black and the gold.
Yeah.
An 1/8 of an inch layer between the gold and the white, all the way round on both sides. It's very hard to achieve, certainly with a knife or a trimmer.
Right.
And it's very hard to achieve unless you've got dies that are designed that way. So I've gone through that. So that's all on Rewind, but also we get the shows from the craft store and we put them on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So hopefully in a couple of days you'll be able to see it on the YouTube channel as well.
Cool. Yeah.
Because it helps. So what I thought I'd do this time is show you what we can do. People always say, and I always used to say, if I've got a die that'll do the same job, I'll use that one.
Yeah.
So I wanted to show why it's important, not just that you have, say, dies that are from us, but why you have dies that are mathematically correct. I've got to stop saying that. And the reason is, what I'm going to do here is, I've cut here, we've got this on the show, this is the Deco Butterfly frame. Yeah, and I've cut this out. Now, there are a couple of ways that you could decorate this. And one of the classics is that you would stick it down to double-sided adhesive, cut it again in this sort of salmon colour and this pink colour, and then paper piece it in.
Right.
Yeah? Very time-consuming.
Life's too short.
And life is a little bit too short. I will do it for about 6 pieces like this, but I will get very, very bored.
Yeah.
But because what we do is, when we work all of our dies, so this is a John Next Door, but I made sure that this, again, works on the same maths, and you'll find a lot of your dies in the UK will be exactly the same. So it'll work this way. So what I want to do is, I want to have the pink around the outside. So what I would do is take my dies, okay, so I'm going to take my plain dies, and I'm going to find the die that fits this frame.
Yeah.
This was drawn, good 18 months after these, so now it's too big.
Yeah.
Just working in until I find it. Should have noted it down, really, shouldn't I?
Don't worry.
Which one which. You see there, look, that fits
perfectly.
there.
Yeah.
And we'll go down a couple. There we go. Ooh, that was lucky. That fits there.
Yeah.
So we can easily give this a two-tone effect just by using the two dies.
Nice.
Because they match and they fit with that standard sizing that we work. So we're going pink on the outside, do you think?
Why not?
Yeah. So all I have to do this is put pink. So I'm just going to cut it roughly in the middle of a piece of card, and I've trimmed these down to 5.5 inches.
Cool.
And roughly in the middle of the sort of, this is actually called champagne, this colour.
Is it?
It probably doesn't show as brightly on the cameras as it is, but it's a little bit, it's a creamy, champagne-y, peachy colour. I've always thought of it as being more peach. So we'll just cut that. And this is what I love, is it doesn't matter how I put the dies in.
Yeah.
So I've got there 2 of them cut. They'll both cut.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things that we did, and I'll show it with the dies.
Yeah.
Traditionally, to get these fine borders, you had to buy 2 sets.
Right.
Because you remembered, I think it was Catherine remembered A and B.
Oh, yes.
First rectangles, you bought set A and set B.
That's right.
Yeah. And that's because they're on thick metal. We've pushed the technology quite a bit so that we can get 24 dies in a set, and this would normally be 12, by making them finer. But because of the quality of the steel we use, so I would say each one of these dies has been through my machine at least 50 times, if not 100 on the time I've been doing it.
Yeah.
But if you look, you get the perfect square.
Yeah, pristine.
Every time. And because it's not got that deep metal, you don't get that big impressed line. You just get an almost chamfered edge.
Oh, I like that word.
So you get that turned, chamfered, finished edge. If I hold it there, you'll be able to see there, look, how fine that edge is.
Yeah.
See what I mean about it being chamfered? It's finished off,
yeah.
but there's no massive impression line running around it.
No.
So that's the other benefit of these, because I would always question, why would I need more rectangles?
True.
And if you're starting out, the two sets that you will always start with on nesting, squares, then rectangles.
I have to say, the rectangles that I've got, and I've got a couple of sets of nesting, but they're not as fine as these, and I haven't, nowhere near have I got as many in the set.
No, you don't have. You normally, traditionally, you have a lot less because they're done a lot wider. So there are changes that we've made.
Yeah.
It's basically me being me, to be quite honest, and making the factory change what they do.
Yeah.
So this is the easiest thing ever. So how long do you reckon it would take me to cut this in the 3 colours and paper piece it?
A long time to paper piece.
Yeah, it will probably, I would say, let's say 5-10 minutes to be precise. Yeah. So now, really simple. I've spray glued that for speed.
Yeah.
So we're going on the outer frame, aren't we?
Perfect.
So let's just get that in the right place. No, it's not right there. So, of course, when you do this at home, it takes absolutely no time whatsoever. But of course here, it will do.
TV.
So there is my pink filled.
Perfect.
So here, we'll just fill in.
Oh, it looks really pretty as well.
Suddenly.
Yeah.
Let's get that right. Let's give it a proper spray again. Into the box, obviously, we've got down here.
Absolutely, the box is most certainly there.
The invisible box from... what we usually say, it's really useful boxes, don't we?
Yeah.
You see there, straight away, that's filled.
And it's beautiful.
That's paper pieced. Yeah. And so intricate and detailed.
Yeah, and it does actually look like you filled in the pink.
It does feel like, because it's got that layering, it looks like I have paper pieced.
But also, I wonder if it's to do with that, you know, you're saying the
chamfered edge finishes it and turns it as a die-cut edge.
That's fascinating.
So that's what you're getting in. But to finish that off, I don't really want those butterflies to be showing in the both colours, do I? So with this die, you actually get a plain butterfly to go with it.
Right, good stuff.
So this is where I cheat slightly. Well, not cheat. This is where I'm going to use my double-sided adhesive
I love
card.
that bit. Yeah.
So I need to cut 2 of these. I should have got my Kaleido out. That's definitely what I'd have used at home. Let's try 2. One of the things you will find with these finer dies is, if it's a basic shape, it will cut 2 layers.
Hopefully, yeah.
And you would think the thinner the die, the less it would cut. The thinner the edge of the die is, the more layers it will cut, and the thicker it will cut.
Yes.
Which sounds weird. Ooh, I have overplayed that one. So the machine doesn't want 2, so we'll do 1.
Okay.
Do another one. Do you want to just cover something a minute, Alex, while I...
So, what are we referencing? Apologies. Here we go, the butterflies. There we go. They are $14.99. So you get that lovely, it's very much, I feel like an Art Deco feel to this, and then you've also got the, I'm going to call it the solid shape in the middle. That is $14.99. 189398 is your item number. There it is. It's absolutely beautiful.
I love this deco.
Any occasion.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful classic frame. Yeah. So we've got 1 out. So I need to cut a second one. Yeah. So we'll put a second one in. And I'll just run that through, and I'll let Alex say something again, if that's okay.
I would
if you
like
can
to
find
show some
something
samples,
else.
actually.
I know you love showing samples as well, so I like to give you time.
Shall I show samples on the... What are we doing here? Here, let's have a little look. Oh, all right, just quickly, the rectangles are half the stock gone. It's £58.97, and it's a £10 saving. 721736 is your item number. And you can spread the cost, 2 payments of... £29.49. Really, really busy for those. So we've also got the squares. I've got them here. Or in fact, they're in front of me. Why am I? Yeah, let's have a little look. But you've got 32 dies in this one and 16 in this one. So obviously 48 altogether. You've got a £5 saving. It's £44.98. 2 payments of £22.49. Item number is 280609. 48 dies. Now, we've got to, now see, these I think are really cool. Look at just that. How cool is that, using your dies? I just think that's just so super cool.
And that's literally just using I think it's the first 5 dies in your stitch dot, that's it. But we forget, when I say that these are the basics that you need, it's not just for making frames or matting and layering, it's actually for things like this or like this, which makes me think of sort of like a modern art painting.
Absolutely.
That's a background. You could stick flowers, butterflies or anything on that.
Nice. And then look at this. Just so that shows you all the different, but look at this when you start layering it up. That's a beautiful sample, that one is.
But you've got to get those precise layers, they've got to be right.
Yes.
They've got to be the right maths. I'm trying my hardest not to say the word now.
Yeah, I know.
But they do have to be mathematically correct and layered and designed right to do it. And it's a lot harder than people think to actually get it right that way.
Yeah, lovely. All right, so if you want to go for the plain and stitch dot die sets, the squares this time, it's 48 dies in total, 2 payments of £22.49, 280609 is your item number. Quick reminder of the happy hour, so you've got 40 minutes left to get these at the price on screen, which is £12.98. So basically, it's buy one, get one free. That's basically it, isn't it? 16 colours in total, and you've got your Moonlight and your Dawn. Your item number is 423864. Lovely jubbly. Back to you then, John.
Right, OK, so now I've got my butterflies cut, so I'm just going to take off the covering, and I'm going to peel this back, hopefully, carefully. There we go. So these are designed to pop in. So these give you the solid behind. So again, it adds even more to that look that we've paper pieced.
Yeah.
Because suddenly you've got a different colour behind it. So what I'm going to do is, just because, for some strange reason, I think I'm having a bit of an 80s moment at home.
80s moment?
Yeah, because I'm going for this sort of pink and peach and grey.
Oh, I see.
Which was, I mean, pink and grey was just massive in the 80s.
To be fair, though, I really like pink and grey nowadays.
It's a really trendy colour combination to me. I really like it. So I'm just going to drop that in. There we go, get it in the right place.
All those ankle warmers.
Rah-rah skirts.
Yeah.
And so this is actually the winter pollen. This is the grey from it.
Ooh, I don't think I've seen that.
I don't saw the winter pollen.
No.
We did, it was beautiful blues and purples and things. It might still be on the website.
Okay.
But yeah, it's got the most beautiful grey in it, and it's going to be really useful for something we've got coming up next year. So let's just pour that back.
One day I'll be able to help you pour that back in, John.
I know. I'm so used. I've gone past the point of being used to passing it over to you to let you do it. Now we're not allowed to. So I've just obviously got a little bit of my glue eraser glue stuck on there. And then we're just going to, it was lazy of us to do that, to be fair. Let's just take that one off. What you always do before you do this is obviously make sure you've taken any of the excess glue off.
Okay.
From the tape, which I didn't do. So we'll just, there we go, comes off. So there we've got, quick more spray, into the box, obviously.
Yeah.
Not just into the air. So we've got that quite simply
really
done.
pretty.
And then all I'm going to do to finish this off, because I would normally stamp a sentiment, I want to bring the white back in, so I'm just going to grab any one of the pieces I'd cut earlier, pop that behind,
Perfect.
and we're done.
And then just pop any sentiment you like
Any
in
sentiment you want in it.
Yeah.
But again, to me, how classic and classy that looks.
Absolutely beautiful.
But it looks like it's paper piece, and we've had to spend no time doing it whatsoever.
Excellent. Beautiful. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Lovely. Right, so we do have our beautiful butterflies on the show. So this one is the Deco Butterfly. Here it is. This one is the Deco Butterfly. Apologies. It's going well. It's £11.99. Now, I've got a board here. I've got the board here with the lovely decorative butterflies, and then you've got all of the different sizes of the solids. There's a lot there in that. And I've got to show this sample. I'm currently in the process of making these, but with sprouts instead. Penny sliders. Love a penny slider.
are using
That's
Jenny's
cool.
Scraps.
How did you guess?
Because I know you, Alex. I know your shopping habits. I know your crafting style.
Oh, by the way, so this one's by Rocky, sorry, because I always like to say, and this one is also by Rocky. How have they done that?
It's ice ink pigment ink onto acetate and then die cut.
That's
stuck on
beautiful.
and then embossed over the top. It's a beautiful technique.
Really nice. I wonder if this one still lights up.
It does.
Does it? Yes,
I
yes,
checked it.
Yay! Oh, I love things like this.
But that's the difference, because if you... That's actually held on a double-sided adhesive with microbeads front and back.
Yeah.
With the butterflies sort of stuck, embedded into it. But what makes that look nice is the frames.
Yeah.
If you saw that, if you actually show the side and the back of that, because it's not on a card, it's really messy. But look at the front.
It's stunning.
It's using the squares.
Yeah.
They really do make a difference. That beautiful stitched dot edge really works through on there.
Lovely. Okay, so that one then is your Deco Butterfly Die Set. It's £11.99 and you get a £3 saving. Item number is 011088. Okay, then we've got the butterfly frame, which goes obviously perfectly with the ones I've just shown you. And again, it's absolutely stunning. I've got the board here. So you've got the frame, and then you've also got that extra one there in the middle. And then look how classy these are. Isn't that stunning? Beautiful. Any occasion. Look, this one, Easter wishes. And then we've got, oh my gosh, look at this beautiful box. Isn't that gorgeous? Very expensive looking. Oh, got another box coming up here.
So that's made using the same technique as I've just shown you.
Right.
And I made that in my Craft Cave Live on Wednesday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so if you want to sort of see how that was made, it is on the group, and within the next week or so, written instructions with photographs for that will be available on the Facebook group as well.
Brilliant.
It's using the same technique as I did earlier.
Great stuff. All right then, £14.99 for the butterfly frame. Item number is item number is 189398. Righty ho. Then back in stock. Now these sell out continuously, don't they? The ombre glitter card stock.
They do, and I was actually having a conversation with Julia Watts about this.
Oh yeah.
As we were talking between shows, because we're in next door rooms.
I know, aren't you?
Because we're all separate, because we have to be separate, obviously.
Yeah.
But I was talking to her at the doorway, and she said, I had to stroke that card. She said, and I couldn't understand. She said, I wish we got touchy vision.
Yeah.
She said, because my hand is saying I'm touching velvet.
Yeah.
My brain is telling me I'm touching sandpaper.
It's amazing, isn't it?
And when another demonstrator says, I want some of that, it really does make you think, oh, it is right, because she's actually felt it. But it is faux glitter card, no glitter used.
Yeah.
Completely non-shed, because there's no glitter in there. It physically cannot come off because there isn't any in there at all.
It's amazing.
But the ombre colours are just absolutely beautiful.
They're delicious. They really
are. And it does,
are.
and it's sold out the last 2 times we've had it on air.
Because the last time we were together, you were making those crackers, weren't you? And they looked brilliant in these.
Crackers look amazing in this. If you got the cracker die, you want to make some crackers out of this, because they just look as if you spent hours at them.
Oh, look at these samples. Oh, just stunning. And there we go. Look at that one. That's a work of art, that one.
Yeah, that's just using one die, but it shows how beautifully it die cuts. And again, so what I was talking about, first of all, with the dies having the chamfered edge, but normally with glitter card, if you get into the middle of that, you would see a rough edge. You would see a little bit of a gritty edge.
Right.
It's not. It's completely smooth because of the way we've had the card made.
Amazing.
And it's still got that chamfered turned edge that you wouldn't normally get with a lot of like the low shed glitter cards. You wouldn't get that at all.
Good stuff. All right then, so £9.99, you're getting 24 sheets. They are 250 GSM in total. Item number is 675906. Oh, the happy hour again. Let's have a little look at these. They are beautiful inks, and basically you're getting buy one, get one free. It's £12.98. You've got the Moonlight and you've got the Dawn. 16 colours in total. Really, really busy for these. 423864 is your item number. Back to you then, John.
Right, so I thought I was going to show you some of the ombre glitter cards.
I'd like that, yeah.
And I want to show you how we can actually use the features of the notched nesting to actually give us almost a really good effect, but almost from no skill and no trying. So I'm going to take the second largest. Yeah. and I'm going to actually take the second largest and I'm going to put it here in the middle. Now, you might think I'm being wasteful, but I'm just going to... The reason is I want this colour transfer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
And you'd find bits for, you know, to do with the other pieces.
Oh, you will. Well, what we'll do is we'll cut butterflies from those.
Yeah, exactly.
So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the die number 2 from the notched.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll move it over slightly so you can see how I'm... So I always go, that is die number 1, the largest.
Yeah.
Because we read from left to right, I always go 1, 2 that way.
Yes.
I know a lot of people go number 1 is the smallest in the middle and work out. But to me, going 1, 2, it doesn't make sense.
I guess I'd get confused as well.
Yeah, so I always go, choose which one works for you and stick to it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if we do it differently, stick to the one that works for you. So I'm going to go the second die, number 2. Yeah. I'm going to skip 1, so I'm going to skip number 3. Yeah. I'm going to skip number 4, and I'm going to go for number 5. So it's kind of hit 1, skip 2. Yeah. So skip 2, hit 1.
Okay.
Skip 2, hit 1. Okay. Skip 2, hit 1. So in actual fact, I'm using number 2, number 5, number 8, number 11, number 14.
Cool.
If you want to count it that way.
Okay.
And all I want to do is just get these nice and even. So I'm going to do my usual trick.
I like this trick.
Long piece of tape, pick up the first one, get it even, judge it round on 4 sides. Yeah, you would think this doesn't work. Even if you're off with this, it will still work. So pick up the next one. I kind of placed them roughly on that one. And if you're not comfortable with taping dies down, and you're a magnet person, you can just do it on your magnetic base or your magnetic sheet.
Absolutely.
And it's even in the middle.
Yes,
yeah?
no, I love
so
that
I'm
trick.
just cutting. I mean, as it is, I love that as a pattern. Doesn't that look really Art Deco, Art
Stunning.
Nouveau?
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
So I'm just going to put this, and I'm going to run this through the machine if you just want to show a few more samples.
Absolutely, lovely. Let me just move these over. Right, so here we go. Let's have a little look at these. Aren't they beautiful? Nice. Yeah. That's gorgeous. And then this one. There you go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Again, with that glitter ombre card, it's absolutely stunning. And then we've got this one. And then here's, do you know what? You've still got a little bit of time if you want to send in any of your photos. If you've been doing anything with the ombre card. And there we go. Isn't that amazing? That's really psychedelic. Lovely jubbly. So we are now over half the stock gone of our rectangles. I can't believe how many you get actually. 56 dies in total. So you've got the notched, the plain and the stitch dot. You can spread that cost. 2 payments of £29.49. 721736 is your item number. So John, we've had a question come in. Hi Barbara, good afternoon to you. Yes, it is good afternoon. So if you fold an A4 piece of card in half to make an A5 card, do the rectangles make matten layers to fit an A5 card? Hope that makes sense, John.
Basically, almost.
Almost.
So what I'm going to do is I'll fold a piece of card in half. Now, that is the standard.
Yeah.
Okay. That is our largest. Can you see?
Oh, yeah.
So it's slightly off because A4 card is an old measurement.
Okay. Oh, interesting, yeah.
So A4 card actually bears no resemblance to our standard, like photo card or anything else.
Right. I never knew that.
Yeah, we think, everyone thinks A6 is 4 by 6. It's not. A6 is 4 by 5 and 3 and 7/8.
Or something like that,
yeah. It's a little bit. So if you see there, yes, what you have to do is just trim off a little bit at the bottom.
Okay. Not much waste though.
No, there's very, very little. It's basically that A4 card is just, I think it's 1/4 of an inch longer than the actual standard sizes that we have.
And I think that was die number 3 from the outside, I think.
That's die number 3, yes. Yeah. So basically what you would do is, I would take an A5, a piece of A4 cut in half.
Yes.
And what you do is you take a quarter of an inch off.
Okay.
Now, I happen to know that that's quarter of an inch on my guillotine.
That's fair enough.
And that will do it exact.
Nice.
But what you'll actually find as well is that when you buy A5 card blanks, A5 card blanks are actually a slight bit smaller than this. Because when you buy pre-done cards, you're buying them on the envelope size,
right? Not
the card size.
Cool, you've done your research.
Yeah. So if you buy 6x6 cards, you will receive 6x6 envelopes and 5 3/4 to 5 7/8
makes sense
square cards.
Yeah.
So it's the same. So if you're buying your A5 cards, these will fit perfectly.
Okay.
If you're making your own with A4 card, literally take about half an inch to a quarter.
Yeah.
To 3/8 of an inch off the bottom, and it'll be perfect. But that is the UK aspect ratio. And the reason it's different in America is America don't use A4, they use letter size, which is slightly bigger still.
All gets confusing. Anyway,
it's so boring, but I have to know all this. I hope that helps, Barbara.
I'm fascinated, Barbara. Great question. Great question.
So what we've got here is, these have all now cut.
Right.
This is what I love. Look how fine they are, but every single one, it's so satisfying doing that.
I know, I bet.
Has cut. Okay. So these are coming off, and I would put them back properly.
I know, but it's for
normally, because we're on time, I'm not
Yeah.
going to. I'm just going to stick them on my board. I feel really bad doing that. I don't do that at home. And the thing is, I mean, I don't even have 2 sets of these.
Right.
I have 1 set of these. And the reason, and you know, so these are the ones I use all the time. These are not my TV ones.
Right.
These are mine that live here on my shelf at home.
Yes.
Because I know I reach for them all the time, so I know exactly where they live. So what we've got then is, we've got our outside border, okay?
Yeah.
And what we'll want to do is, I'm going to want to set something on that. So remember we used number 2?
Yes.
We used number 2 for a reason. And we used number 2 because I'm now going to pull in. Should we go for a bit of grey again?
Why not? Let's do it.
So I'm going to cut, so I need a mat to cover the cuts.
Right.
So I'm going to cut number 2 in grey, but obviously I could need a mat for that one. So let's have a look. Which one did I use? I'm not going to have enough out of this one. No, they're going to overlap, aren't they? Only just. So we'll just do this one to start with.
Cool.
So I'm just going to cut a mat from that one. So that's running through.
Do you know when I look at those, the way that they are, do you know that, you know those things that you pick up and they're like a spiral, like that?
Yes.
I wonder if you could actually make them out of these dies.
I reckon you probably could. You'd have to be that little bit cleverer perhaps than I am.
Well, I was just thinking, like, even if it's a little piece of tape or something. I don't know, it's just where my mind's going.
You could spiral it round because of the way that they work.
Yeah.
So here we've got, so I want to show you, this is the easiest effect for a background or for a frame that you could do.
Yes.
So I've got the grey there, yeah. Now, because I cut this from number 1, this aperture was cut from number 2. And let's just take a piece of card to actually put these onto.
Cool.
So I'm going to take a piece of white. So again, spray into the box for speed.
Indeed.
So let's just set that down. So, okay. So there is my first layer.
Beautiful.
I just love the way that looks.
Yeah, it does.
But again, you wouldn't expect it to feel like that or anything.
Yeah.
Spray. Now that completely covers that gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
So we're now not wasting it. So I'm going to take all of these. I've not separated them yet. They are cut. Spray glue them all together because I'm lazy. That's what I do at home.
It's quicker though.
It's a lot quicker. Okay. And we'll take, first of all, the first one.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's that way, isn't it? These are perfect nesting dies.
Indeed.
So
you're going to switch it up.
And we can easily layer that on.
That's cool.
But you see how the border
just that little bit,
identical,
isn't it?
and
Yeah.
it's just, it literally is now, that's 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Let's take the next one. And of course, I'm going to rotate it.
Oh, this is looking really funky. I like it.
But you would think this wouldn't work, would it? Because I used the dies, I stuck them down arbitrarily. But the reason it works is I've already done all the maths.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter how you stick them down, it will work.
It does look beautiful.
So that goes to the bottom.
Yeah.
There.
And you've only used one piece of card, as in like for the ombre, where you actually you'd think you'd use two?
You would think I've used quite a lot.
Yeah.
So I could take that panel and pop it back in there in the middle. Or what I love about dies is I cut this grey one out, didn't I?
Yeah.
With number 2.
Yeah.
With number 1. So if I take number 1 and drop it back over. So so that would be the background.
Yes.
Yeah? We're going all the colours from all of it, but this time to turn this into a frame, we just slot it back on. Get it in the right place, just make sure that it's in the right place. It clicks on, as they do. Yep.
Good.
Okay, and then I've got a little bit of a grey border, haven't I? So I'll want a little bit of a grey border on this frame.
Okay.
So what I do is I take the next one down. So I think I stopped on 10, so I'd need die 11.
Right.
And I put that there.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
But you see it continues it on. So because I hate wasting anything, I would always, when you're doing something like this, cut the spare card away.
Yeah.
Okay. And when I put it in, because I'm asking it to cut through 2 layers here and that there, I'm going to tilt it, give me more time pulling over, and I'm just going to run that through like that way so we avoid the sleeping policeman.
Lovely.
So that runs through. I've got my centre here.
Yep.
I could take the spare, grab my butterflies, and this is what I love about the card. Look how small they are and how intricate. These will cut. Oh, yeah. I think you need a clean mister, don't you? He is 2.5 years old.
And you have to use him every day.
I have kind of hammered him quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I would put those on there, cut those out, and I would cut those. We're going to run out of time for those, so I'll just show you the frame, but that's what I would do.
Yeah.
So just me trying to fill time again.
Don't worry.
But you see there, it's cut through the white
Yeah.
and the glitter card. So that's how good the dies are.
That's amazing.
That's
Look
gone
at that.
through all of that.
All of those layers, yeah.
Plus that one's worked in the middle despite the heat, despite the height. So now, just take that one off. We'll take that one off, but you can see there is a perfect
Perfection. Oh.
frame. But look, it's all even.
It is. It's just lovely.
And it goes either way. And of course, what we can do is just take, that will now fit in behind.
Yeah. Oh, it's perfect.
So that looks as if you've used, 2 or 3 sheets. How have you, that's one of those that people say, how have you done that? And then I would decorate with butterflies, put a sentiment on, onto a square card, but we've used less than 1 sheet.
Yeah.
We've used half a piece of grey and we've used less than 1 sheet of the ombre.
Do you know what, it's making me a bit jealous because, you know, I was saying going back to, so when I mat and layer at home, yes, I've got dies to do it, but sometimes it's not the right size that I want. So I'll end up shearing a bit off and then shearing a bit off here, and then that's a bit wonky. So I'll shear it and then, and it just all gets like this. And in the end I go, oh, no.
Get your dies out.
I know.
And again, with these, you're guaranteed with these to always have 1/8 of an inch border all the way around if that's what you go for.
Lovely. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Right then, so the rectangle's very busy for these. We are over 60% of the stock gone. You've got 56 dies in total. Now, at this price, it works out at only £1.05 per die. And the biggest one, in fact, I'm not quite sure how large it goes up to, but it is a big size. Now, you can spread the cost, 2 payments of £29.49. You've got a £10 saving, 721736 is your item number. So you've got the notched, the plain and the stitch dot. Oh, I love all these samples, but each time, look at that precision. Doesn't it look beautiful, matted and layered up? That is absolutely stunning.
I mean, just to pull one of those,
yes,
just
please.
to show you. On that one's using just the rectangles and the stitch dot and the plain. But see how it perfectly works with that background stamp?
Yeah. Oh, that's
because
lovely.
everything's sized from whichever company tend to work on these
Yes.
A6, A5, A4 sizes.
Yeah.
These will tie in with those perfectly.
Love that. Oh, same-ish here then. Look at that. That's just
actually
beautiful.
the Christmas winter pollen.
Is it?
That's the winter pollen on the back.
Oh, that's beautiful. I don't think I've been on
No, I
with you
think
with
you've
that.
missed that one.
I've missed it, darn it. Then you've got this. I have to say, I love the notched edges.
It just makes such a difference, the notched edges. It
love
really does. It's something different.
It is, isn't it?
But the fact that it ties in with our plain ones just gives us many more possibilities.
Gorgeous. Right, you can spread the cost as always. 2 payments of £29 and 49 pence, and you've got that £10 saving, 721,736. We are now approaching 65% of the stock gone on our rectangles, complete collection no less. Now, we are also busy for our Ombre glitter card. This has sold out time and time and time again. John, you know, when you were saying that you were sort of stood, because you're in the room next door to Julia.
Yeah.
I literally had this image pop up of, you know, the old tin cans and the little.
Yeah, it was a bit like
chat.
that. Yeah, no, actually, I was at the door and she was sat on the table halfway down.
I just
but
got
yeah, I
this-
can see that as gossiping like that. And the thing is, it is a good thing, and it's a great thing. We all do genuinely get on.
Yeah.
And we do all genuinely praise each other's products when we like
Yeah.
them and buy each other's products when we like them.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a good thing here. Nobody's, you know, everyone's like that. So Julia wanted to she basically said, she'd come to see me earlier. I said, do you want me? She said, I touched that glitter card, isn't it? And we had like a 10-minute discussion about glitter card, but that's what's so nice about it.
It is. And it is, as John has been saying, completely non-shared. You're not going to get any anywhere. But look at these effects. They are gorgeous. And personally, for me, I hadn't seen these sorts of colours ombre. So, you know, the blues into the pinks. You've got I mean, this reminds me of Tropical Waters, this one. It's absolutely stunning. And then you've got 3 sort of colours here with your purples into blues into pinks. What else have we got? Our greens into that lighter green. Beautiful sunset colours. Oh, so romantic. Right, you've got 24 sheets. You get 2 of each colour, 250 GSM. So great weight as well if you're making your gift boxes, as I always go on about. Now we are half the stock gone, half the stock gone. So you've probably already been through several batches of your Ombre glitter card. Now is the time to stock up once more. 675906 is the item number. Now, we've also got the Ombre glitter card as a 12 by 12, if you want to use it for your scrapbooking, or you just prefer 12 by 12 sizes. So you've got your 24 sheets again. It's 190 GSM this time, and it's $14.99. Item number is 030633. That's your item number. Now, you have got just over 10 minutes to get your happy hour deal. You've got 16 colours in total. You've got your Moonlight and you've got your Dawn colours. You're saving £13. This is half price, just £12.98. 423864 is the item number. Right then, so we've got about 10 minutes, John. What do you fancy?
Excellent. Right, so what I thought I would do is, so we made this earlier.
Yeah,
okay,
we did.
So I wanted to this was a 2-parter, but I wanted to show the ombre technique. But you know, look at the edges, it's a bit scrappy and it's not quite finished, is it? So what I do is when I've made something like this and I'm not filling, because I know what you would do with this, Alex, it's what I would do, is I would pop this in my guillotine.
Yes.
And I would start trimming it down and trying to get an even border.
And I cut into the next bit.
And I end up cutting it so far that I've basically, I go into that bit because I get it wrong.
Trust me, I'm feeling this pain.
Yeah, I know, because I know it's exactly what we've all done. You know, none of us are immune from any of this. So there's 2 ways to solve it.
Okay.
The first one is basically just take, because, as I say, certainly all of the John Next Door, all of the Presscut dies, all of the 2Js, anything that we do are all in the same maths. They're all in the same aspect ratio. They will all fit. It's the same for, I was testing again, I said last night, dies for next year for Presscut, and they're all still in this aspect ratio. So what you can do is, it will work with any of our dies and most other people's in the UK. Can you see I can cut that out with a die?
Yep.
Yeah? But I think it sometimes still looks a little bit raw.
Okay.
So what I want to do is what finishes it off to me as a frame. Yep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a die. I'm going to use the stitch dot. And I actually want a nice tight frame that's going to make it look like those butterflies are sort of just hidden behind it. So I've taken here die number 3. Okay. Cool. And then I'm going to make a frame. So I'm going to take die number 1.
Okay.
Again, these are both from the stitch dot. So I'm using the grid sheets. The grid sheets, I don't know if you've ever seen these. These are for the Press to Impress.
Yes, I have seen them. Yeah.
But Sheila, a great friend of mine who comes to some of the workshops, said she'd been using the grid line sheet, the acetate ones on the top of her magnet, to lay down her nesting dies to get them perfectly even.
Oh, right, okay.
And I thought, brilliant idea. And if I did it on the paper ones, I can get it and tape it down and it's easier.
Yep.
So that's what I've been doing. So that's what this is. So all I've done is tape this to an even line, red line all the way round. Yep, these are available as an end of call, I think.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I didn't realise that.
And then what I'm doing is I'm going to the next one. You see now I've got an even space all the way around because I've gone to the same line. I mean, it would be useful if these were available in A4 size in Imperial, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So that might happen.
Oh, good.
That might happen next year.
Thank you, John.
So, because it would be a lot easier, to be honest. Because it would be fit exactly. So all I'm going to do is run it through.
Okay.
So that's the easiest one. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to grab a piece of grey for something you can do a second.
Yeah, because we've had a lovely email through. This is from Christine. Hi, Christine. Hello, now, she's saying, hi, Alex and John. Thank you for the excellent explanation of card sizes. I thought it was brilliant. It all makes sense now, and I was fortunate to meet John at Stamperia on Sunday. Oh. And she said that you had you two had a lovely chat.
I met some brilliant people. I had a wonderful, wonderful day.
It's I mean, I'm desperate to go to these again. But anyway, I digress. She says, you're such a genuine and generous person. I noticed John uses spray glue for the demonstrations, but is it okay to use it for permanent projects? Thank you for the excellent programme. Kind regards, Christine.
It is.
Right.
I cannot say which brand I use.
I love you just turn that around.
Yeah, so that you can't, because I'm not supposed to say what brand I use, but if you're on my group, you'll know.
Right.
I use it permanently for my card making. As you know, I keep all my samples in plastic boxes in Sally the Sample Shed. Yes. Or now in Consuela the Sample Shed 2.
Oh my gosh,
because we've had a second one.
Right.
Consuela Banana Hammock the Third.
Consuela what?
Consuela Banana Hammock the Third. I named the first one, Sam named the second, and he's a big Friends fan.
Oh, okay.
So, and they are kept outside in there, and obviously there's no heating and no draft or anything, and I haven't had a card fall apart.
Right.
And so, but you have to use a really, really good spray glue, and you will pay for it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's one of those you get what you pay for.
Yes.
In fact, in actual fact, that kind of spray glue costs more than one set of these dies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But it's going to last you as well.
But it is going to last you. Yeah. Yeah, and it will. And I use it permanently. It's not just for TV.
Okay.
So you can see there, I've got the perfect frame. But I want to bring this grey in. So I'm going to I want to bring that in a little bit. So now, if I go to the next one down.
Yeah.
Oh, it's wide.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is where I swap in.
Yeah.
And I'll find one in the plane that will give me that beautiful, really fine border. So I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about number 5 for this, but there we go. Okay. So now, what I can do, if I want the frame to go on the outside, I would pick one that's larger than this.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If I don't, which I don't on this one, this is the easiest frame going. I'm basically just going to put it on and cut it roughly in the middle of a piece of A5 card. Yeah. Oh,
now, just while you're doing that, the rectangles are now 70% of the stock gone. Please do check out your baskets, like we've been saying. Can't believe that the price is only what it works out at only £1.05 per die. It is, if you want to spread the cost, 2 payments of £29.49. Item number is 721736, but 70% of the stock has gone. You get the notched, the plain and the stitch dot, and there's 56 dies in total.
Right, so little bits of foam tape.
Yep.
And I've just realised why my machine is going woo, 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 woo.
Why is that?
That's not my B plate, that's slightly thicker.
Oh.
I've picked up the wrong... I must have picked up and put in my case the wrong plate when I was at Newbury.
Still cutting now.
So if anyone finds a B plate
Can you
at
post
Newbury
it to
Racecourse course and is missing a 6mm plate, could you let me know?
Swapsies.
So that's cut. I'm just taking the foam tape off.
Yeah.
But one of the other things that I did do is, if you use this method of hit one, almost miss one,
Yeah.
you'll always find your 10mm foam tape will fit and not poke out the sides.
Right.
Again, I tried to make sure that the dies would fit with the tape that I
No,
used.
that's
I'm that
brilliant.
lazy.
I don't think it's lazy. I think it's working it out so that we don't have to, which
Yeah.
I think is really nice.
Well, let's face it, life's too short to be actually taking foam tape and trimming it down. I've done it in the past and, oh no, I can't be bothered, you know. I'd rather be crafting.
Absolutely.
So all you do when you want it to just go on the inside is literally move it round.
Yeah.
I've put a little bit of glue on so that I've got manoeuvrability, of course. Doesn't help. I'm going to turn my board over. I know I haven't even got time for that, but there we go. So I can see the grey a little bit better. That's why I love our boards. Grey, black on one side, pink on the other.
I know, I like that a lot.
So we just go, there we go.
Yeah.
But you see now, I've got the perfect, again, 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah.
And all I do is undercut. Tilt my
Okay.
scissors.
Yeah.
So I'm cutting under that frame, making a mess as usual. Don't need to do that one, just a little bit on that one. So that would then come in.
Yep.
That fits exactly.
Cool.
Covers it completely.
Yeah.
Would go onto a white card blank, trim out the excess, and we'd be done.
Excellent.
So that's as far as I can get, I think.
Thank you, John. Bless you. But yeah, honestly, the show has been so informative today. It really has.
Thank you.
And the dies, like I said, please don't let the dies slip through your fingers. They are excellent. Even if you've got, because I'm sorely tempted, let me tell you, because even if you've got rectangular dies in your crafty stash, look at how many you're getting and look at those precise increments. And the fact that you've got the notch, the plain and the stitch as well. Thank you very much, John.
Thank you very much.
See you for the ODS.
See you for the ODS, my last visit before Christmas.
Or 30th of November.
30th, yes.
Excellent. Don't go anywhere.